you believe the age of the ancient Egyptians is over? Refrain from being too hasty to presume. Despite investigating ancient Egyptian architecture for almost 2 centuries, researchers still need to understand the truth behind some of this ancient culture's buried treasures. Egyptian discoveries will astound us, ranging from stunning sculptures to diabolical artwork to long-lost metropolises. So, what are the most intriguing discoveries made in Egypt? Stay tuned, as in today's video, we'll show you 10 breathtaking discoveries in Egypt that terrify scientists. Number 10. The Statues of Sekhmet, Mistress of Dead. Archaeologists discovered hundreds of 1.9-meter tall sculptures of the lion goddess Sekhmet, excavating the temple of King Amenhotep III. According to folklore, she was connected with battle and revenge, showering down flaming arrows on her adversaries while slaughtering men and drinking their blood. She was also known as the patron goddess of doctors and healers and could transmit and cure sickness. Plagues in ancient Egypt were often called messengers or slaughterers of Sekhmet, since they were expected to carry out their orders. In his reign, Amenhotep III is said to have ordered around 730 Sekhmet sculptures, many of which have been recovered from Egypt. Why would the monarch build so many sculptures of a god reputed to bring ruin and death? Most of the sculptures uncovered had been assaulted at some time in history and exhibited clear traces of systematic alterations. Most sculptures display clear defacing and purposeful damage to the Sekhmet's head and face. This might have shown man's domination over the goddess, who had many emphasized bodies in her path. Number 9. The Secret Mummy Cave. Royal Cache, also known as TT320, originally DB320, is an Egyptian tomb in the necropolis across the modern city of Luxor. It acts as a repository for imperial mummies throughout the 21st Empire. Consequently, it possesses an unprecedented collection of mummified remains and burial furniture of more than 50 kings, queens, and other royal household members from the new empire. One of the 9 empires from the 17th dynasty, 5 of the 15th emperors from the 18th dynasty, 3 of the 8th emperors from the 19th empire, and 2 of the 10 emperors from the 20th dynasty were among the 11 emperors unearthed there. Historically, the top priest of Amun-Punjab II, his wife Jessica Hans, and other close relatives were buried at the tomb. Locals found it in 1871, and an Egyptologist uncovered it in 1881. The mummies quickly rose to the top of the new Egyptian gallery's attractions, surpassing Giza's. The Night of Counting the Years, one of Giza's most well-known films, featured the discovery in 1969 after a well-publicized Pharaoh's Golden Parade in 2021. Mummies were relocated to a modern exhibition room at Egypt's new National Museum of History. Number 8. The secret chamber found in an ancient pyramid. Thousands of years after it was erected, the Great Pyramid of Giza continues to attract people all across the globe, and its secrets are constantly being unraveled. Scientists have uncovered a large vacuum concealed within the renowned structure owing to breakthroughs in particle physics. Egypt's Great Pyramids, also known as Khufu's Pyramid, was built approximately 2500 BC and is the final of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The pyramid has 3 significant rooms: the King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, and an unfinished basement chamber. The Grand Gallery is a 47-meter-long passageway that leads to the King's Chamber. Archaeologists have been studying it for centuries, but developments in cosmic ray collision allow fresh discoveries. With this technology, an international Scan Pyramids project researchers discovered a 100-foot-long empty void inside the pyramid. After examining the muon particles for almost 40 days, scientists decided that there was another chamber within the stone diamond. The data from the muon particles was used to generate a map, and the concealed room was estimated to be about 30 meters long and may be horizontal or inclined. Only time will tell whether it's another burial chamber, a gallery connecting to other portions, a relieving chamber like those seen in other pyramids. We can imagine anything if there is a tomb, artifact, or even money, and there are various possibilities as to what this emptiness may be. One idea holds that it's the actual tomb of a pharaoh, another suggestion that it was utilized as a storage facility. There's also an intriguing notion that it may be a second Great Gallery. Number 7. Serapeum of Saqqara. The Serapeum of Saqqara was uncovered in 1850, and no credible ideas has been able to stand up since then. why the site has 24 massive sarcophagi stone coffins weighing more than 100 tons. They were all located and stashed away at one time. According to popular belief, the place was utilized for the burial of Apis bulls. Apis bulls were one of ancient Egypt's most prominent and revered strong deities. What's puzzling is that the Saragium sarcophagi are composed of granite rather than limestone. Granite is more difficult to deal with because of the variation and construction material. Scientists are baffled by the enormity of these coffins. For example, each sarcophagus was about twice the size of a bull. Why were the coffins for the bulls significantly more larger in size, but the pharaohs were buried in tiny coffins, barely fitting their bodies? Another fascinating feature is the almost perfect stone covering of the sarcophagi. The lines are amazingly straight, the angles are acute, and the surfaces are practically flat. The craftsmanship of the sarcophagi is as flawless as you expect from a modern machine. Yet, because the site dates back to the 14th century BC, technological tools were unheard of. So how were the sarcophagi created, and why were they buried so far underground? And, more significantly, why have scientists yet to discover any bull mummies within them? It remains a question. Number 6. Gods of the Earth. Strange carvings adorn the walls of the remains of the Osiris Hall, devoted to the Lord of the Underworld. According to the ancient Egyptians, the god once walked among us and are shown as having enormous oval heads that seem unearthly. Pharaoh Akhenaten rose to the throne in 1352 BC, and monuments representing his effigy display his unnaturally elongated skull. It's uncertain if his head was chained as a youngster to exact such a synthetic form to resemble the engravings of the creator gods. Experts believe the skull grew abnormally due to a rare hereditary abnormality. This notion is supported by the discovery of Akhenaten's remains, which include a massive bulbous protrusion on the back of the petrified cranium. Number 5. The Rosetta Stone. You've undoubtedly heard of the Rosetta Stone. It's one of the most renowned artifacts in the British Museum. But what exactly is it? The stone is a fractured piece of an enormous stone slab. It contains a message cut into the stone, written in 3 different languages. That was a crucial hint that assisted professionals in learning to interpret Egyptian hieroglyphs. From 1798 to 1801, it controlled the East Mediterranean and challenged the British group of India. While tales of the stone's discovery in July of 1799 are now relatively hazy, the most widely accepted version is that it was discovered by mistake by troops in Napoleon's army. They found the Rosetta Stone on July 15, 1799, while building the foundations for an expansion to a fort near Rashid, Rosetta, in the Nile Delta. It had allegedly been constructed into a very ancient wall. Number 4. Meteorite Jewelry. New research claims ancient Egyptian beads discovered in a 5,000-year-old tomb were fashioned from iron meteorites that fell to Earth from space. The world's earliest known iron objects were made around 2,000 years before Egypt's Iron Age. According to Thilo Rehrin, a professor at UCLA Qatar, a Western Asian outpost of the University of London's Department of Archaeology, 9 tube-shaped beads were discovered in 1911 in an ancient cemetery in the hamlet of El Ghurza, south of Cairo. The tomb dates back to about 3200 BC, according to the archaeologists. Within the adolescent boy's grave, the iron beads were linked to a necklace with other exotic materials such as gold and diamonds. Early investigations on the chemistry of the dots indicated unusually high quantities of nickel, a telltale characteristic of iron meteorites. Yet, without precise verification of the beads' cosmic origins, concerns remained about whether equal levels of nickel can be found in artificial iron. The researchers discovered significant amounts of cobalt, phosphorus, and germanium in the iron beads by scanning them with the neutron and gamma ray beams. These elements are only found in iron meteorites. The iron meteorites were heated, hammered into thin sheets, and then braided around wooden sticks to make a 0.8-inch long, 2-centimeter tube-shaped beads, according to the researchers. Other stones discovered in the same tomb exhibited more typical stoneworking methods, including cutting and drilling. Number 3. Electromagnetic energy around the pyramids. Despite numerous myths and stories surrounding Egyptian pyramids, experts need more scientifically credible knowledge of their physical qualities. Physicists have lately been interested in how the Great Pyramid will interact with electromagnetic waves of resonant length. A multinational physicist team conducted a theoretical study and determined that the Great Pyramid of Giza may concentrate electromagnetic energy in its interior chambers and under its base. These findings were established based on numerical modeling and analytical techniques of physics. The researchers have initially calculated that radio waves might create resonances in the pyramid with a length ranging from 200 to 600 meters. Next, they created a model of the pyramid's electromagnetic response and computed the extinction cross-section. This number aids in estimating how much incoming wave energy may be dispersed or absorbed by the pyramid under resonance circumstances. Lastly, the scientists got the electromagnetic field distributed within the pyramid using identical circumstances. Multipole analysis demonstrated how the Great Pyramid of Giza funneled electromagnetic energy. The findings demonstrated that in the case of the Great Pyramid, if a building rests above a substrate that enables energy to travel through it, the pyramid may concentrate enough through those empty spaces, creating high pockets of power under its base. If the researchers could reproduce this on a nanoscale, it would have enormous benefits in making solar cells. Number 2. The controversial Saqqara bird. The Saqqara bird is an artifact discovered near the Saqqara Pyramid in Egypt in 1898 during the excavation of the Pade-Yemen tomb. The artifact resembles a bird and has sparked several disputes and theories. This fascinating artifact is constructed of wood and is thought to be about 2,200 years old. Although it has the form of a bird, it more accurately resembles a modern aircraft with a bird's head. The hieroglyphs on the model aircraft read "The Gift of Ammon." The 3 papyrus discovered alongside the object reference the phrase, "I desire to fly." These features led by Dr. Khalil Messiah, the physician who found the artifact in 1898, to postulate that the ancient Egyptians created it as a replica of an airplane that they either constructed or watched. He said that the Saqqara bird possessed aerodynamic properties and that it only lacked a tail-wing stabilizer, which he felt would have allowed it to fly. Messiah made a balsa wood model and attached the tail to back up his assertions, and he was shocked to learn that the model could fly. An aviation and aerodynamic specialist, Simon Sanderson, built a duplicate of the Saqqara bird in 2006 and evaluated its aerodynamics in a wind tunnel without the tail. Consequently, it could generate 4 times its weight in the lift. Number 1. Hidden mathematical knowledge. The greatest enigma of all times is how the pyramids were created and why so much mathematical information is stored in their proportions. The Great Pyramid is oriented to within 360th of a degree of true north, which was impossible then and would be attainable only with current technologies. The royal cubit, or 1.86 feet, was the unit of measurement. It's unique when you realize that it's precisely 125 millionth of the diameter between the Earth's north and south poles. The ancient Egyptians did not have the wheel, but were aware of our planet's unique fractional dimension. Interesting, isn't it? The base side length is 365.242 cubits, a relatively common quantity. That's the exact time it takes the Earth to circle the Sun, and we now call it an even 365-day year with an additional day every 4th leap year. With this, we've come to the end of today's video. Which finding piques your attention the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm Mickey V. Take care.